Sweet apple acres, one of Ponyville's many farms within the hills. Being the main export for apples for ponies, Sweet Apple Acres has grown from one measly acre into a nationwide market. The eldest apple, Granny Smith, has decided to reopen 4 acres of unused apple trees in light of the family's success, hoping to increase apple production for more profit. The Backwoods, as Granny would call it, has gone unused for 10 years. A lot can happen in 10 years. So me and my older brother have been tasked with foreseeing the damage of the acres. An ordinary job if you ask me. Bye, y'all! Be back before supper now, you hear? Will do, Granny. However, this trip would be anything but ordinary. Granny said it was this trail, right, Mac?
Yep.
Bet I could beat you there?
I bet you could, AJ.
Oh, come on! You'd get there a hell of a lot faster.
Well, here we are.
I didn't realize how close we'd be to the Everfree. Kinda spooky, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we won't run into any timber wolves, right, Big Mac? Walking into the closed path, all of the air seemed to get sucked from my lungs. 10 years of uncontrolled growth has left no trace of sunlight leaking through the trees. Me and Mac stood in silence, silently hoping the other would walk into the woods first. What? What is it, Mac? You're acting all skittish-like.
Nothing. Just real dark.
These trees don't look so good. The ones I'm seeing got the blight. Definitely gotta get rid of some.
Yep. Same thing here. Not good.
Some of these trees ain't even apples. It looks like they're birch trees? Must have been imported, 'cause they're definitely not from here. All tangled up. Gonna be hell getting them out. I'm gonna head down a little, see if I can find better trees.
All right. Don't go too far.
What in tarnation? Mike? I found something! Get down here quick! A lone homestead stood before me, steadily creaking to the slow breeze the wood had to offer. Why is this here? Granny didn't say nothing about some pony living here, I questioned myself.
I'm a-working on it. That makes no sense. I reckon I'd remember if some pony lived all the way out here. Don't. This feels wrong. Something about that homestead is hell on earth. Now, come on. Let's go back. I'd like to leave before something jumps out.
Bah! You scare easier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Sure do,
Celeste.
AJ.
What do you think Granny's gonna whip out for supper?
We
trekked through the backwood, making it to the main orchard with only an hour left of sunlight to spare.
Caviar.
I think both of us wanted to push that homestead to the back of our minds,
Cowboy caviar with
as
her
no one said a
cornbread,
word
I'd
about
die
it all the
for
way home. Finally, we made it back to the barn. Granny and Applebloom had been waiting outside for our return. Granny rocking slowly in her chair, keeping an eye on Applebloom as she drew in the dirt. Applebloom galloped to meet us halfway, very excited to see her kin. Trotting inside, Granny had made her homemade chili. We all sat and talked about our finds from the backwood, making a note to go into town tomorrow to get tree removing supplies. Town homestead. You know, Applebloom, me and Macintosh did find something else today. Something spooky.
Oh my gosh, what?
We stumbled on an abandoned cabin. It was so rotted and scary. Big Wuss made us come right home. Ooh.
Applejack, you fib. Big Mac don't get scared like that.
I do not fib. I'm the element of honesty. There'd be no point.
I don't care what you claim to be. That's a fib if I've ever heard one.
The truth is all I tell, little sis. I did, in fact, see a homestead in the backwood.
What, dearie? Did you just say a homestead was back there? Oh, it's still there? Listen up, y'all, 'cause I'm only gonna say this once. Do not go near that thing, no matter what. I know y'all will be working close to it, but stay far away if you know what's best for you.
Granny's eyes locked square with mine, looking through the cataracts with pure sternness. The base of my neck grew cold as I stared back at her. I knew this look. The I'll tell you when the youngin' ain't around look. Soon after, we all headed to bed. Dragging my sore self, began to make a list of everything I would need when I go into town tomorrow. My eyes grew heavy as I finished my note. Just ignore it, old girl. It's fine. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. What's with those crocodile tears, little pony?
Because I didn't listen to my mama. She told me to stay put, and I didn't listen. And now I'm lost. Have you seen my ma?
Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear. I haven't seen any other ponies round besides yourself. Oh, those tears could break any mama's heart. Here, I'll help you find her. Do you know where the last place you saw her was?
I don't know. It's so dark and everything looks the same.
Okay. Where do you live, sweet girl?
Sweet Apple Acres?
Oh, your folk own those apple orchards. I know where that is from here. I'll get you home before you know it. Come now, it's this way. Well, we're here. Is that your family?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, miss. Could I ask you something before I go?
Go ahead, girlie.
Why do you keep your eyes closed? Whenever I try to walk with my eyes closed, it don't go too well.
The cockroaches ate them. Haven't thought about that in a while. A few days before my folks split, me and Ma had gone out apple picking. Being a foal, I wandered off and got lost. I don't think I'd ever cried as hard as I did that day. Being so mad at myself for simply not listening to my ma, the pain still sits within me. It's those random fillyhood memories that sting the most. My parents splitting a few days later didn't help either. As a filly, I thought they left because I got lost. Stupid, I know, but it made perfect sense to foal me. My mama was so mad when I came back, screaming about how I could have died, or worse. I can't blame her, though. The family was under a lot of stress back then. Losing a foal would have tipped us, but my dumbass took it as she was embarrassed of me. When they left, Granny was so hell-bent on making my mama disappear. None of us could even mention her name without Granny snapping on us. Hours of she's no apple tangents. You hear all this hate for years on end, you start thinking maybe your foal mind was right. Morning, y'all.
Morning.
Good morning, Applejack.
Apple Bloom, didn't I tell you to not do your homework at breakfast? Breakfast is for eating with your kin.
Well, I would have gotten it done if some pony didn't distract me with their night terrors.
Oh, continue on then. We'll be back, Granny.
Hi, girl.
Bye now. Oh, please. Rope tricks? No need for showing that off for bits.
Yo, AJ, wait up.
Hi, RD.
What are you doing with all that gear? Is cider season early this year?
Nah, unfortunately. Granny's opened a new section of the orchard, so me and Big Mac gotta do some purtifying before we can use it. What about you? What you doing?
Well, I was hanging out with Rarity, but you know how she is these days. Meh. Anyways,
Well, shoot, if you're not too busy, want to help out? We could definitely use your wings for hauling trees out. In return, we do have some leftover cider from last year if you're interested.
hell yeah, I'd love to kick some trees down. And that cider.
We trotted back to the farm, explaining what her job would be. We talked for a while, but then the lone cabin suddenly appeared in my mind. I immediately had the urge to tell Rainbow what I saw, like a filly telling gossip on the playground. My mouth moved faster than my brain, spewing aloud something about a creepy cabin. Rainbow was very, very intrigued, to say the least. Here you go. Keep your supplies and water bottle in there.
Sweet. So, the cabin. Did you see any pony in there? Or, like, is it completely abandoned?
Not sure, but I swear to Celestia, if you even think about going in there, Rainbow, your dumbass is gonna be blacklisted from getting cider. Dead serious.
Damn, okay. Wasn't even thinking about it.
Really though, RD. Never mind the spookiness, that house could be dangerous. The whole foundation might collapse if you set hoof in it.
Jack, I live on a cloud. You cowpoke forget how light we are. Plus, I'm like the most stealthiest pony in equestrian history, so... Anyways, we almost there yet?
Yep.
Okay, how is it even possible for the woods to be this dark?
That's why we need to do some removing. Okay, y'all. Let's get a move on.
Oh yeah! Who got the fastest draw in the west? I got the fastest draw in the west?
Damn it, Rainbow, I didn't ask for a damn twister! Great. Now there's a massive hole in the orchard. Let's just hope half of them trees were dead anyway.
Psh. Yeah, Dash, you can help take out the trees. No, not that many. Which one is it, AJ? I don't even know why she's mad. This way is so much faster than whatever they were doing. Big Mac? I'll be right back.
Oh, Nelly. That's hard work, Big Mac. Say, have you seen that bird brain rainbow dash lately?
Nope. Can't say I have.
Oh my god. You think she found the cabin? I never told her where it was. How the hell could she have found it? Shit, Mac, we gotta go get her.
Damn it. Okay, let's start heading there.
Oh, her ass is grass when I get a hold of her. Wait! Come back! Ugh. Oh, fucking... Okay, RD. What the hell were you doing in there?
Your mom had a jar as a cutie mark. Right?
Yeah?
Okay. I was just making sure.
Rainbow, what did y'all see in there? What does my ma have to do with any of this? Wait, where are you going? Rainbow! Look, let's just get home, alright? Have some cider, take care of that leg. Just relax.
AJ, do not go in there.
Well, yeah. No shit, Rainbow.
No, like, the things in there, what I saw, I don't think it's worth having this part of the orchard open.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's an option. Hey, Mac, I think we're ready to go.
Shit! Ugh, don't startle me like that.
Oh, sorry. You good?
Yep.
We all slowly walked along the soft grass path out of the backwood. No ponies speaking a word. RD and Mac led the charge, all frazzled and paranoid. Rainbow's feathers were all riled up, trying to appear bigger than she were, while Mac sternly trudged on. I couldn't help but look back onto the looming cabin. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. The wind whistled through the thick trees, almost calling for me. Hours after drinking and trying to forget, RD flew to her cloud home, never telling me what exactly she saw. Confused and slightly annoyed, I wandered into my room, retiring for the night. My limbs froze up, locking my eyes on the shadowy figure. Two large, sunken eyes lazily gazed back. The figure seemed to twist and shift as my eyes tried their damnedest to focus. I couldn't scream. Nothing would come out. A jolt of electricity shocked my paralyzed body as it moved toward me. It had left as soon as it arrived. With the air no longer electric, I gasped for breath. Empty was all I had to say for myself. I could feel my organs slowly shift to my hooves, while the smell of decay started to linger. Now, in no means of hyperbole, I truly do believe the devil spoke to me that night. And I will never forget it, like a red brand to hide. Oh, for Pete's sake! My eyes shot back open, piercing into my own pupils as if they would disappear again if I even thought about looking away. The old sink shrieked as I shifted my weight, pressing my face against my own reflection. My thoughts were clawing at the back of my skull for an explanation. The imaginary sound of bones scraping rang out in my mind. Wait, sound? Is this even real? Ain't nothing. It just ain't nothing. In just an hour, the Pegasi laid a blanket of dark clouds over Ponyville. The sound of plates moving while Granny and Sis chatted soon became muffled over my own numbness. I didn't want to go back, but I'm not the gal to leave work unfinished. I blinked, suddenly becoming aware of my surroundings. Me and Big Macintosh stood at the entrance of the never-ending wood. We both stood in silence, taking in the old song of the forest. The wind was stronger today, making the trees pulse and sway, as if they were the veins of this gigantic system of trees all connected to form an intelligent being. The thought of the trees being alive made my neck go cold. I can only assume Mac felt the same way as I did. He ain't much of a talker, but he sure can't hide his feelings. Ears whipping back and forth, trying to hear something that would confirm a worry he had. We slowly started to creep into the dark wood. I've been around trees my entire life, taking care of them somewhat like a foal. But these trees, their markings taunt me with their fake eyes, malevolently watching my every move, but always making sure to snap back to normal the second I look at them. It made me feel so confused, but on edge. We set up camp once more, trying to push back our fear to get the job done. But deep down, we just wanted to run. Mac pretended to study a tree, but his eyes were far from his subject. The tension we both felt was thick. I tried to make small talk.
Mac, you find
It's something I do when I'm nervous.
Nope.
I hope I'm not stepping on your hooves by asking, but what did you see yesterday? It looks like it has you spooked even now.
Well, I'm not too sure myself. But I have noticed a bull, or a cow, lurking around in the trees. I thought Bessie and her gals might have gotten out again, but something is wrong with this bull, AJ. Very wrong.
A bull? Mac, I don't know if this has any connections to what you're saying, but I had the worst dream last night. also about a bull. Cowhead? Does that sound familiar at all?
Shoot, can't say that rings a bell.
All right. God, it really shook me, though, I tell you what. These woods have been really messing with my head. Rainbow told me we should stop working on this wood. Do you think we should tell Granny about stopping for a minute?
I think that would be best for now. It's just that...
What? What is it, Mac? Oh, sweet Celestia. What in the... Its very appendages moved rapidly as it threw itself at us. However, the center of the being stood violently still, making its eyes lock onto two very frightened ponies. Our hooves pounded on the cursed soil of the backwood, scurrying desperately to get away from this unholy creature. Running deeper and deeper into the thicket, getting cut up continuously by the slivers of branches sticking out of the trees. The being wailed as we started to approach the Everfree forest, getting darker and darker as the uncontrollable weather patterns of the Everfree started to take hold. Having nowhere else to go, we sprinted inside. Reaching the entrance of the Everfree forest, I turned back to see how close the monster was to us. To my shock, it was gone. A giant black void of trees loomed where it once chased us. Something about the border of the two properties made it blink out of existence. Didn't stop us from running, though, I tell you what. Zecora's hut! Well, if it isn't my dear Applejack. And is that your big brother in the back? Oh, yeah, that's real nice. Do you think we could come inside? Of course. You and your friends are always welcome. But it would be nice to be alone. Why did you gallop all the way to my home? Did you find one of the dangers that roam? Yeah, guess you could say that. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm a bit winded. That's okay, my pony friend. You two are lucky that I have a brew to refresh your hot head. Bless your hospitality, Zecora. I think we'd both be goners if you hadn't chosen to live out here. Speaking of, you've been in this wood for a while now. Probably know it better than any pony I know. What I'm trying to get at is that we've been having issues with a bull on this side of the property. Or a cow? Oh, I don't even know. It was all dark and flowy, like two big sunken eyes is what I mainly recall. Have you ever seen something like that? I may know the foe that you tell me so. When I had left my grass home over 10 years ago, I found myself estranged from ponies I did not know. Walking the dense forests of the Everfree, I sought out a new home just for me. A little naive of me, that's true, but at this point I hadn't a clue. Making my way farther inside, I noticed something queer. A new shade of tree, a birch had appeared.
Excuse me, miss?
I had met a cow while on my prowl. She was as kind as she was sweet, though she did give me a warning about deceit. Oh, hello! I didn't realize anyone else was out here besides my own. I do hope I'm not intruding on your home.
You're all good, hon. Didn't mean to scare ya.
That cow had guided me out of the wood and stated I should leave for good. However, her kindness is what balances out the horrors of that abyss. I've come to learn through experience and time the life that was hers now left behind. She once had a husband, a tempered and nasty bull, the very bull that is out of control. Their names were Larry and Eve. They owned property just outside of my Everfree home, in hopes that they would be left alone. Their marriage was not a happy one. He had grown hateful, becoming undone, beating and breaking his lover day by day, all while she just wasted away. However, one day he was too rough. She had died, but he called her bluff. Unfortunately, it was true, and he didn't know what to do, saying, "I'll see you in hell," as he threw her body in a well. Oh my God. I know, I hate to tell you so. Having such evil in one's community is truly baffling, it is true. However, we still have the story to get through. After his hellish deed, he couldn't come to grieve. Paranoia whispered in his ears day by day, though that feeling would never go away. It made him do very strange things, such as planting trees with eye markings, in hopes of scaring others off of his land, as his eyes were always in command. Eventually, his paranoia consumed him whole. At last, he had fully lost control. Any creature that stepped near would never be seen again, I fear. Only a few know what happened, I hear it so. However, I am not one of those few, and I don't think I'd care to. But with his old age creeping in, his heart began to fail from within. Upon his death, all stood still. As he lay motionless, his evil was not as easy to kill. His violence so stark, it took safety within the tree bark. The essence of it lingers, though only on his land. So I would advise you to stay where you stand. If I'm getting it right, that only happened 10 years ago? I reckon our granny would have been concerned with that, since our property's line with his. Why wouldn't have she mentioned something like that happened?
I can't say I heard her mention it.
If I were you, I might want to mention a thing or two. We left Zecora soon after, finding an alternate route to the farm. We soon made the long trek back. Don't you find it weird Granny didn't tell us what Zecora told?
Yep.
I know she's seen her years, but I don't think she'd forget something as gruesome as that. What do you think, Mac? 'Cause I'm starting to grow thin with it. Just not getting told things. First it was Rainbow not telling me what she saw in that damn house. Now Granny's not telling us something we ought to know. That'd drive me plumb wild.
Yep.
Granny! We're home!
Oh, I'm in this here kitchen. Y'all are back early. Did you forget something?
No, not entirely, Granny.
You know, back when my hips worked, I would forget just about every stinking thing. Used to drive my pa wild.
A few days ago at supper, you said you had a story about that cabin in the woods. I think me and Mac are ready to hear what you got.
Now you just hold on there. I don't like that tone you're using.
I'm angry, Granny. After running around like a chicken without his head, I'm allowed to be. Please. What on earth is going on?
I suppose y'all are old enough now. It's something I owe to tell you, youngins. I'd sit down if I were you. It's not something I tell with joy or to hurt my own kin, but it's the truth, and that's what counts. The Apple family owns a good amount of land, and over the years we've let family friends live on some of that there land. The cabin that's in the backwoods used to be owned by a bull and his cow, you see. I didn't know him all too well, but his pa knew mine, so he'd been there for a while. But the reason I even closed off the backwoods was 'cause... well, it's 'cause of y'all's parents,
What do you mean, Granny?
Many moons ago, your mama made it very clear she was gonna stay in this family. But she was the poisoned seed in the orchard. I saw what she did to her kin, leaving them like that. She ruined her own family, and it seems she started to pry into mine. While my own son worked tirelessly in the fields, coming home to a tiresome wife and 3 kids. Stressful, I'll just say that. I knew something was queer about those woods. My son would tell me he'd see things while he worked. I remember when he told me he'd find random dead things out there. Thinking it was a timber wolf, I trudged myself down there to get him out. Too smart to be a timber wolf. I found a stallion strung up in the trees. Poor feller's bandana was on the ground next to him. Your dad must have not gone in fully. Don't recall him saying he found dead ponies in there, only the smaller critters. I came back home stirring my brain for answers. Definitely no timber wolf. It wouldn't hang some pony up like that. I can't imagine he'd do that to himself either, with the way he was positioned. But then, I remembered that bull that lived back there. A bull could, under the right circumstances, do such a thing. Just then, the devil planted the worst thought I've ever had. I pondered on it for a moment, letting the idea trickle through my noggin. The thought hissed at me like you just startled a rattler. It was just so awful. Something truly vile took hold of me that day, y'all. I just didn't know what to do. So around midday the next day, I told Pear Butter that I wanted her to work in the backwood. I'd watch you kids while she worked, just for this afternoon. Her and my son saddled up and got on out of here. Just like any other job you two've done. They both split ways, and that was the last time
Everything fell around me as I grasped what Granny was telling us. For those few sickening seconds, I felt my soul leave my body. What? Granny?
My son came back when he was done with work. He waited till sundown for her, but she never came over that hill.
Sun's starting to go down, and Pear Butter ain't home yet.
She won't be bugging us for a while.
What do you mean, Ma?
She was bad for this family anyway. She knew what she was doing.
Ma, where'd you send her?
Oh, consarn it, boy. I sent her south of the backwood there. Best you forget and move on.
What did you do?
I'm doing what's best for this family, boy. She's a pair. A goddamn pair. You hear me? You could have chosen any other gal, but you chose plumb wrong. And now I have to fix your wrong.
Are you out of your mind, Ma? There's something out yonder, and you still sent her out there? She could be injured or dead because of you!
Or maybe her saw her chance to leave and ran off.
Ma! I gotta go out and get her. I can't lose her, Ma!
Don't you even think about going out there.
She's not worth getting yourself killed, you hear me?
Ma, she's family. Y'all don't leave family out to die.
God damn it, boy! I swear if y'all go out there, I won't be coming after you, and that's final! You stupid bastard! I know what's best for you! I went outside to go stop my son, but he'd already run off. My heart ached for the poor feller, going after something not worth going after, like a fly to one of them fly zappers. I looked for him. I really did. I'd walk around the perimeter of those woods, looking for anything, but I never did. After a few days, I stopped looking. I didn't want to stumble onto something I didn't want to see. Told every pony, including y'all, that they ran off together. Wasn't true, but it was something I wanted to believe. Soon after I closed off that section of the orchard. We didn't have the help anymore to tend that many trees. So I just closed her off. After 10 years, I thought that bull left because it'd been a while since I've seen activity in those woods. That it might be safe.
What the hell did you do?
I did what I thought was best for the family. At that there time.
I was clenching my jaw so hard I thought a few of my molars would crack. I ran. My legs moved faster than my mind, but I knew exactly where I was going. I ran for something. Anything. Never mind that I was already 10 years too late. Oh, God, Luda, just wake me up. My heart was beating at the same pace as my hooves. I could just explode with emotion. Everything was too loud. My eyes grew dry as I stared, hypnotized at the cabin. The air was still. I could only hear the lone ringing in my ears. No movement, nothing. Slowly I moseyed my way towards the lone cabin in the woods. My stomach tossed and turned, just threatening to vomit as I walked. The old wooden steps hissed as I stepped upon them, warning me not to come any closer. I peered into the foggy windows. From where I could see the room was a mess. To be expected from an old shack. The carpet was dark from stains long past. A door sat slightly open in the darkness. The void it was guarding stared into me. It was an uncanny darkness. Coast looked clear. I decided to make my way to the front door. It was cold in the cabin. Colder than the forest outside. The room smelled of mold and dust. Cigarette smoke had baked into the walls. It was strong. The void called me in, and I had to answer. The door led to the kitchen, or I think it was the kitchen anyway. The room was near pitch black. Couldn't see nothing. A window slightly showed another door that sat open in the dark. The air around the door felt staticky, like a thunderstorm was coming. I slowly walked up to the door and walked down the stairs to hell. The air got colder and thicker as I made my way down, almost choking me. Dust flew in my eyes and nose, making the experience even more uncomfortable than it already was. Hopefully there's no mold down here. But mold just might be the least of my concerns. The room was as dark as the night sky on a cloudy night. I shuffled around, fearing I would wander into something unpleasant. I squinted in the darkness and saw what looked like a light with a pull string attached to it. I made my way to it and tugged on it. Oh my God. The room was dressed with real pony hide and other unfortunate creatures. My entire body shook as I scanned this horrific room. My eyes and mouth grew dry, gaping at this monstrosity before me. Did I know some of these poor souls? Kin and Ponyville folk I haven't checked on in a while? I felt like I was having a heart attack. My heart was thundering in my ears as my legs shook in horror. I wanted to explode into a million pieces, to let the energy escape my body. How could some pony be so vile, so cruel, in a town like Ponyville nonetheless? No. My head hurt. I couldn't look up. My eyes were glued to the floor like a rat caught in a trap. I tried my best to keep my eyes open. If I closed them, I'd see. I have to keep going. There's 2 more rooms I haven't seen. God knows what else Rainbow Dash saw down here. I closed my eyes and rolled them to the back of my head, hoping the strain would keep my brain busy. I shuffled to the open door on the left, keeping my head down to look at the floor from time to time, making sure I don't run into anything I don't even want to think about right now. I made my way to the nearest entrance. This room also sat in the void. Walking inside, I waited for my eyes to adjust to this otherworldly darkness. It was a small room, concrete walls and a wooden ceiling. And in the middle sat a hole. It was too dark to see down. The light flickered on and it became more clear what I was looking at. A sinker. Impressive that the cabin was still standing with this massive hole in the basement. The floor seemed to get sucked toward the hole like it was its own force. The force pulled my eyes towards its never-ending darkness. How was this even here? My head felt dizzy just looking down into the hole. Usually heights don't scare me that much. I could be on top of a mountain staring down the basin with no fear in my heart. But the never-ending darkness shook something in me. My vision began to grow fuzzy. Dark spots clouded the floor beneath me. I felt something shift underneath me. I couldn't see anything. I hope this floor doesn't give out. Shit! Ma? That can't be right. What is this? I got up as softly as I could, trying not to make any sounds to draw whatever that was to me. What in tarnation? Ma!
Oh, there you are, sis. I got so sorry when I couldn't hear you behind me.
Ma, what are you doing out here?
How many times have I told you to stick around me? These woods aren't kind to young folks like yourself.
I know. I'm sorry, Ma. I just got lost is all. She didn't respond to my answer, only smiling at me in return. It was as if she was waiting for me to question her, but I stood as still as I could. I continued to stare at her, when suddenly she started to move backwards. Not like she was walking backwards, however. Her legs were stiff as rocks as she glided into the woods. A small electrical tone hummed through my ears. It felt like a bee had gotten into my brain and was starting to get angry that it couldn't get out. The hair on the back of my neck started to raise as the tone crept its way down my spine. My mind whispered a fact I already knew. That wasn't my ma, and now it wants me to follow deeper into the cursed trees. No! I fell down a few feet into another hole in the ground. I cussed myself for not paying attention, but I didn't mind a hiding spot for the time being. I was in a burrow of some sort. It just so happened to be the perfect size for a pony. Seeing as there was nowhere else to go, I went straight, completely at the will of whatever was at the end of this tunnel. I couldn't hear anything above me, so I guess I wasn't being chased after. Or maybe I haven't been found yet. The smell of dirt filled my nose. It always reminded me of the smell of rain. The glint of light slowly turned into a window-like shape as I got closer to the end. I could feel myself dissociate in real life as I stepped into the void. It was the darnest thing. I stepped up and looked into the window. I saw the outline of two ponies standing in the blinding light. I could hear them talking, but my ears were so full of static I couldn't make out what was being said. The energy seemed off. The voice of the other pony was loud and shrill. The static only made my ears wince as the pony spoke something I couldn't hear.
It's been 2 weeks and you don't seem to be itching about where Mom and Pa are.
Calm down, son. I sent Mr. Randy a letter asking if he got that delivery they're giving him. I'll hear from him in a few days. These things take time.
I'm starting to think maybe Pa ran off. You sounded mad at Mom before he left. Would he do that though?
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I ain't happy they left either, you know. But we still have a farm to run in their absence.
Yeah, alright.
You're our muscle, our backbone. Applejack is still too small to do the work her mother did, so you're gonna have to step up, alright?
Yep. Hello?